What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcasts. I'm Justin, here with Meelz. What's going on, Meelz?
What's up, man? Forget me. What about you? You're a couple of days from getting married, man. Fuck me. I don't care about how I'm doing.
I am cooked. I'm cooked.
On a
but I'm
scale
here.
of 1 to 10, we've been doing this over the last couple of days. Like, where are you at from 1 to 10 on, like, 1 being calm and 10 being manic?
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not going to be at a 1 until Saturday. But
I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Where was I last time?
You were at, I think...
15?
Yeah,
20?
I think you said 15.
17.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's getting even worse. Listen, I hate that shit.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. All right, y'all just know that when you make this decision, you got to do this. There's a lot that comes with it. A lot to make other people happy. A lot of it is really just like people say it's your day. It's not really your day.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna do it. I already have how I'm going to my wedding. Damn, construction outside. Please forgive me, people. I already have an idea of how I'm gonna do my thing. It's gonna be super small, super cost effective.
Well, ours is small too. You know what I mean? Like ours is small too. It's like not
smaller.
Am I invited?
Yeah, you can come. Yeah,
I can come. Am I invited?
That's how small and intimate it's gonna be. It's like, yeah, you can come. Pull up.
That's so crazy. You hear this, y'all?
Pull up. Just let me know if you come beforehand. Bring something.
It's a goddamn potluck.
That's how it's gonna be, baby. You know me. Yeah, it just is what it is. But I'm super happy for you and Jessica.
Thank you.
And you will not be here next week. I'm still finalizing the guest host thing. So I'm still finalizing that.
I'm going to be listening in Mexico. So better be good.
Oh, okay. Another Mexican trip. Wow. Another story on the way. I can't wait to hear how this turns out.
It's going to be fun. We're not going to be on a resort this time. We're going to actually be able to go into the city and.
Oh, okay. Little Chilligan's Island. I see you. Okay.
Oh, come on, nah.
Little Chilligan's Island. That ain't no damn dog.
That ain't no damn puppy. Oh God. Hey, but no, this has been a long journey, and as people know, as people already know, like I have always longed for to find someone that truly gets me and appreciates and loves, and I do the same for her, and so super happy. I just don't want the stress to come with it, man.
She was there when we were dying last Saturday from this one chip challenge thing. So I knew at that time, yes, this was she was very much so like, damn. I think she was reveling in your pain, but also concerned. That's what I kind of get from it as well. I was concerned. I was like, damn, I don't want this man's appendix to burst or something like that.
I was hurt. And for someone who gets like kidney stones like I do, like I was like, man, what did I do this for? Like I literally was just kind of thinking back in life and being like, yeah, I like really kind of fucked this up. Like this is really all my fault. And I just want to apologize.
So of course you can see, this is extra Patreon content for you guys. This is 100 chip challenge, 100 Patreon, 1 chip challenge. So you guys can definitely check the video there. So everything that happened after the video, let me tell you, because
there was at least 25 more minutes of reactions after we cut it at 10 minutes.
Yeah. So after we cut it off, and I think it was like, okay, we're tapering. It's tapering off now, kind of. Like, it still burns a little bit. I was going to my kitchen and putting my head under the sink and just running water
That helped.
Ouch. That helped a lot. That helped a lot.
Mhm.
Um, and then it hit like a weapon of mass destruction by the time it hit my stomach because I felt like it was hitting my stomach, and I was like, and pause if need necessary, but it hit, and I was like, oh okay, like it's obviously reached there. I felt a little something, but then oh my god, when it started, I don't know if it started burning, sizzling. I don't know if it touched the inner lining of the mucus in my stomach or something along those lines, but my stomach was in a completely different world. That was
Yeah.
I didn't sweat when I ate the chip, but I sweat when it hit my like it.
You didn't sweat when you ate it. I sweat as soon as I swallowed the chip.
No, I didn't at all. It until it reached like whatever until it was being digested. That's when I started sweating, and I was like sitting on the toilet, and I was just like, at one point, I almost thought I was going to barf. Like I was like I reached over and I started like dry heaving, and I know my niece was in the other room and she was super concerned because she was like, "What the fuck was going on?" And all I
Mhm.
was doing was wailing. I was like, "Get this out of!" Like I felt like this was the worst pain ever. I was like, "Get this out of me! Get this!" I hear the cops coming, but I was like, "Yo!" Like I was screaming. I've never had a sensation like that in my life where it's just let so much pain that I'm actually like I try to like hold it all in, but
Yeah.
I just like kept screaming on the bathroom floor, like, "Oh my god!" And my niece was like, "Okay, do you need water?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need water." And she brought me
Water
water.
did
And
the thing about water is that water did not help for me, at
what?
least. The only thing water helped was if I when I was running water, like, and, like, gargling, but
Yeah.
it was literally was not helping me at all. Like,
Well, the milk
I
certainly didn't help. The milk, whatever they said about, but I had almond milk, so I don't know if that was.
I had non-dairy milk. I would say it's 60% cap, 40% it did help. Do you know the only thing that helped me was ice cream.
Nah, my
The
mangoes
ice
hit,
cream
bro.
the ma I was like, "What was the mangoes for?"
It just hit. I just wanted it. I just know it's something that is just gonna like. I feel like a natural. I don't know. It just hit. It definitely people told me lime juice. The limes didn't help at all. The limes made it worse because I didn't like limes. I just discovered that. Um, the mangoes just kind of made it very, very smooth. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of all right. But the water when I was on the toilet um, helped. And
Yeah.
after screaming for maybe like 5 to 6 minutes, I kind of told myself, I was like, all right, just sit here. It'll be over soon. And I just kept rocking myself back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then eventually, I think it lightened up. I wasn't able to go to my bed for like 30 minutes. Like, when I was on, I stayed in the bathroom for 30 minutes. I set up like, I was watching Celtics Bucks and shit like that. I had my iPad set up in the bathroom. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Um,
Oh, you was in there for a minute. You was like that was you was really like holed up in there.
nah, I was just like, I'm just gonna stake out in here. Like, there's no reason, there's nothing in any other room that's gonna help me more than this toilet and potentially a sink. Um,
You know, that is yeah. I am seriously like I was like, bro,
I
you
regretted
know,
it. I was like, why did we do this? This was so fucking stupid.
it was pretty dumb. You literally texted me and said, let's never do this again." And I said, "We won't." But I mean, now we're thinking of 200. Can we get to 200?
Can we? I think we can. To be honest with you, I don't know if it'll be as destructive. The goal for 200 will be as destructive as well as internally destructive as that one chip challenge. I'm never, ever, 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 ever doing that again. Um, but I think we can think of something. You know,
You know, I'm just glad that you guys enjoyed it. Everyone was laughing in the Patreon. If you haven't heard it yet, or seen it yet, rather,
it's on for
five
all tiers.
dollars.
Even if you
Oh,
want to, even if you want to just look at the video, I put it up for the $3 tier too. Because I was just like, y'all are
oh,
part
okay.
of the 100 patrons. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all
Yeah,
count.
every tier gets it. So, thank you guys for 100. patrons. Let's get to 200. We're gonna come up with a incentive, and we'll get back to you guys on that one. So it's definitely gonna happen. We're gonna get
Absolutely.
200, and we're gonna. I might jump out of a plane.
All
Let
right.
me
I
not
mean,
say that.
yeah, don't do that. Let's think this out. Let's not be like last time. Also want to give a shout out. Last week, he was on Black Wrestling
Yes,
podcast. You really went in, my friend. I'm not even going to hold you. Similar to the
you
miss,
guys.
where you kind of where you said, "I'm gonna let you do it and then step back." I stepped back and let you talk your shit for damn near 2 hours at that point. I'm pretty sure they were like, "Yo, y'all gotta leave." Like, and not even in like the facetious way. It's like this is normally a 90-minute podcast. It's now 90 minutes, and we haven't even predicted the pay per view. You guys gotta go.
Yeah. Listen, man. I was a lot of stuff I had to get off my chest, and namely just about just the way that we are kind of placed in the community of Black wrestling fan. I hate to say that, but it just sounds terrible. But like, I had to get some things off my chest. Why I feel like we're treated the way we're treated. Why things need to change. Why I feel like a lot of this stuff is BS. And I mean, more than that, we just really had a really good conversation, and we sat down, and we kind of, I said what I felt like needed to be said. I feel like we're the best wrestling podcast in the world. I feel like we started a lot of these trends, and I feel like we were definitely first. So, why not say that? If you feel it and if it's the truth. I didn't say anything that was a lie. Do you think?
Absolutely not. I mean, we're biased, so nothing's a lie to us. But
It ain't
um,
even biased. It's not even biased. It's the truth.
it's the truth. I mean, it's definitely the truth. It's definitely the truth. But if you guys want to hear all the thoughts, it's a pretty good episode, to be honest with you. And always listen to Black Wrestling, by the way. But I think it was just a great discussion to have with Cal and Fam and Math and Mimi and Drip and everyone kind of there. So shout out to those guys for having us on the pod. And hopefully this isn't the last time you hear from all of us. You know what I'm saying? Trying to work on something. Actually, probably do need to hit Cal and Mimi up. But I would like to work on something in the future. So hopefully this won't be the last time. Also, sidebar, another update. I want to give a merch update. It's coming.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. It is real.
It is. We're still working on the final touches of it, but it is definitely coming. So, yeah, man. I mean, stay tuned. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I also want to give a shout out to. Hold on. I want to give a shout out to. We got to do the full shout out patron thing eventually in the
Yeah, we do.
future. We're
We
gonna
do.
do it after you come back from your honeymoon.
Okay.
But I want to give a shout out to, first of all, Banks, who became a patron. Um, Shout out to Banks, producer extraordinaire, Banks versus Davis, all the other podcasts that you can hear from him. Um, Shout out to Johnny Barnes. Come on, man. $5. I love it. Come on, Johnny. I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. I know you a big supporter of us for a very, very long time. So I'm glad that he subscribed to watch us die.
And he tapped in to watch us die too. So like, you're green, bro.
It is what it is. And of course, Mac Miller. Um, I don't know why the name is Mac Miller on here. Um, but you know what? I love Mac Miller. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. People who are comparing him to Jack Harlow, you guys are on a different strain of whatever you're on. But I love Mac Miller nonetheless, and thank you for subscribing to our Patreon just to watch us die. And I'm sure it's to watch us die because you got the $3 spectator one, which is literally to spectate our demise. So shout out to that. If you guys continue, want to subscribe to the Patreon, you want to do the $3, watch us die. You extra $2 added to that, you get all the additional content after that. And as the tiers go up, a lot more fun things go up. Maybe access to the Discord, which is a very fun place, a great community to be in. For the $50 tier people, don't worry. Even if you're not a $50 tier, even if you were once a $50 tier, your T-shirt has already been put to the side. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm saying?
We
So
don't forget no man left behind. You feel
no
me?
man left behind. So it's already put to the side. So yeah, absolutely. Listen, we probably kept too long. We don't have a Patreon segment this week because Justin has to pick up various people from various places for his own
Yes, sir.
wedding.
Sorry. So you guys will get everybody from every tier from free to Patreon will get the show. Well, patrons will get the show early. But you'll also, I mean, you guys get spot callers this Friday. WWF in your house, a cold day in hell. So you guys get that this Friday. So don't
And you
worry.
got to watch us die again. You got to watch us die immediately after WrestleMania Backlash. So I think that's good enough for the week. But maybe we should get into no holes barred and get this thing
Yes.
started.
Yes, sir. So it has been okay. There's been a lot of things about this next news point, and a lot of people have kind of redacted and taken it back and tried to clarify it. And again, this is the issue with like wrestling journalism. But so Roman Reigns last weekend, or really 2 weekends ago,
Mhm.
he was at a house show, said something to the effect of, I don't know how long I'll be doing this, and it caused a lot of people. It caused a lot of people to panic, and think that basically he's gonna retire or he's gonna leave WWE. So I mean, I know you saw the internet reaction to that, Meelz.
Yeah, the immediate reaction. I'm be honest with you. I don't know what he meant, so I didn't really want to dive into it too much. He could just not be going back to New Jersey. I don't know. Um, I don't know what this kind of is, so I'm not going to necessarily speculate because I'm sure he'll be back. Um, but this was kind of like, you know, reminiscent to me of the end of like SummerSlam 2002, the stuff that they didn't show on the pay-per-view when The Rock was getting booed out of his mind after losing to Brock Lesnar, and he was like, you know what, I'm out anyway.
Yeah.
so, so, it is what it is. What did you think about all of this, and what have you kind of surmised from all of this?
I think it's really overblown how people reacted to this. Like, you think he would leave? Why would he leave at the top? Why would he leave? Like, I literally just like, why? Like, no one could answer that question. Like, why would he? Realistically, why would he leave? You know, there's no reason why he would leave. I had even said on our Discord, if you sign up for our Patreon, you can get access to that Discord. I had said that, or I kind of revealed to the chat that he had signed a new deal after Europe, uh, and that it was bigger money, and that it was probably going to be less dates. And now you see here they're saying that he's signing a new deal, and it's being reported that he'll be off live events through the summer, and he's only and that he'll be in the new deal will be that he'll do less house shows. And I think someone did the math on the house shows. He's done more house show matches than he's done TV matches this year. And I
Absolutely.
mean, I think that Roman is, to me, in no real danger of actually like because he's not even like old, right? He's not even in his 40s yet, is he? He's like 36.
Yeah, nah, he's not even old. He's not even really
So
that old.
I think this deal, I mean, I think realistically he could always come back and do kind of like a Brock deal where he does do more dates later on in his career. But I think this is the one where he's just like, yo, I want to go do some outside things, and that's really where they're positioning him to do. So like, just let him do that. And I think that he's definitely deserved it. As far as him being off TV, I mean, I think they'll be fine. I think they have one of the biggest baby faces in the world right now. A couple of them. Like, this is a company that still got Ronda, they still got Cody, they still got Bianca Belair, they still got all these people. Like, just do something with them. You know what I mean? They don't gotta run like Roman did, but I think they'll be okay. So like Roman's only advertised for Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. What do you
Yeah.
think that means?
First of all, big paper. Second of all, uh, doesn't really. I mean, it could go either one way or another, right? Like he can lose the championship, but it seems more likely like he probably won't if he's only advertised for Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, luckily, are like 3 weeks apart.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I expect. Listen, get your bag, get your paper. He's earned it. He's more than earned it. Like, they've successfully created another star, which is something that we've been waiting since John Cena for them to actually do, like an actual star. Who knows if he'll cross over to the mainstream? He definitely wants to do movies. It remains to see how his movie career will do or flourish or anything of the other. I'm assuming he's taking the same blueprint as The Rock and going to do a lot of action shit, and then eventually slim down and then do try to do romantic comedies and then bulk up and say, "Nah, I'm back on my action tip."
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think he'll be, I mean, even if he's doing lesser things, that doesn't mean it's over with. I think people are just so like, it was a whole day, Meelz, of people saying the company's over. They're done. I'm like, bro, this is cyclical, bro. There'll be up times and down times. What is wrong with y'all? Calm down. Like, Jesus
yeah, I
Christ,
mean,
bro.
yeah. To be honest with you, yeah, we got plenty in WWE. To be honest with you, like, have you?
Let somebody
If you look at the
let's
main event of WrestleMania Backlash, like, goddamn.
exactly, like, let some of the let some of the people, some of y'all faves, apparent faves that y'all want to see on the TV more often, let them get a rock. Let them rock. Damn. Yeah, my thing is, this company got to prove to us that it's worth watching. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when I was saying, like, after the Brock thing, I was like, it's up to them to figure this out, not us to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, let them figure this out. I want to see them work. I want to see them and kind of figure this shit out. Let's see what they do.
Absolutely, I'm interested
Um,
in how they figure this thing out.
Next up, WWE reporting big revenue numbers. So did you see this report?
I saw it. They're still rich. Who knew? Even in the pandemic or a bandemic, as you would say, as Nick Khan would say. Um,
Yeah. The WWE revenue jumps to 27% to a new record. They reported a recordly quarterly revenue of 333.4 million. First quarter net income reached 66.1 million. They're kind of pacing to do another billion this year, if not more. Their operating income rose to 92.4 million, meaning like all of the deals that they've done. Again, what I've been saying on this shit. Do people listen to me?
no.
Do people listen to me? I said I said it like a month ago. I say, another billion is not out of reach for them this year. Like, more, if not more. So some of the things that they've done, WWE 2K22, the video game came back. That did big numbers for them. I think it was a number 7 or number 6 highest selling game of March. Which, if you think about how much video games sell and how much they cost, that's $120 versions, that's $60 versions, $70 versions. Think about if they had sold over 1.2 million, think about how much money that is. That's a lot of money. They expanded their original programming deal with A&E, which means 130 more new hours of WWE themed series and specials. New
Damn.
broadcasting deal with the NBC Group, and that's M as in money, NBC Group. So that's additional content, and their deal with Fanatics, which has a 27 billion valuation, the company, for NFT trading cards, e-commerce, and licensed merchandise. So they're handing over the NFT thing, which they tried to do last year, and it failed because they tried to do it on their own. But they're handing it over to a company that knows what to do with it. So um, so I mean, essentially, it is that is their biggest point here is all of these deals they're doing, like the Mike's Heart Lemonade and stuff like that. They're getting money for that, and also WrestleMania was the highest grossing and highest attended event in their history, which with 156,000 fans, 61% increase for unique viewership, got them more Peacock subscribers, all of that stuff. So again, breaking deals here, it's making more sense again with the way that they are structuring TV. They're making TV kind of the place to be, and they're trying to structure their deal around or their new TV deals. Which again, Meelz, it feels like it's been yesterday since they got this deal, but that deal's up soon.
Mm.
So they're trying to diversify their portfolio so they can get another billion, if not more, if not get right out bought out. It just something like what would it look like if one TV station or one station like a Fox or a Universal said, you know what, they've helped us so much on Peacock, or Fox saying they've helped us so much on other things, we want Raw too, or we want SmackDown too. What does that look like?
Billions. I wish I had. All right, you got the boss nigga discount. sound?
Yeah, I absolutely do, and this is for Nick Khan right here.
There you go. Listen, I had to lease it out from the black print, but here we are. Nah, it looks like money. That's what it looks like, to be honest with you. I mean, they're doing kind of everything right, and I feel like they're setting up the blueprint. And I mean, if we talk about the AEW and things like that, but I mean, that's a blueprint they should definitely follow on a much more smaller scale, right? Now they don't have 130 additional hours of content outside of
Uh-huh.
wrestling shows and being the elite or whatever the hell they rode to the top that they can't really use anymore or shouldn't use. Um, but it would be great for them to also start picking up deals like this. But all of this is like they've managed to diversify so much and they've managed to say like we are the commodity, we are the prize, come to
Mhm.
us, join us, get with the winning team. That I'm interested in see kind of like how this further builds throughout the next number of years. And you talk about the TV deal, like we announced, I mean, we were on this podcast talking about the TV deal when it happened. I remember it specifically. So the fact that it's coming back around is like, wow, we've really been doing this shit for a long ass fucking time. um
Yeah. And these are important to show, especially with pay per views like we're going to talk about with Backlash. It's like, how are they framing these B pay per views? Will they be doing these much more in the future, especially as TV deals come up and these types of matches are commodities for their actual TV shows? Their ratings aren't really doing that bad this year. They're actually really solid in the face of the NBA playoffs, in the face of NFL, in the face of a lot of things that are going on.
Can't say the
Raw
same for everybody.
but WWE has stayed pretty consistent ratings wise. I know that that's not really a big barometer, but it's showing that people are kind of into this shit again. And I mean, even if you want to say AEW is also a factor in that, like wrestling is kind of it has kind of stabilized and showed that people are somewhat watching it, and there's a repeat audience for it, at least in WWE's sake. That they're not losing a head, because like Raw was this time last year stagnant. Extremely stagnant. This was a show we had to watch that we watched for 52 weeks, and it was stagnant. And now it's kind of like they're mixing it with stars. They're doing different things. Raw has a legitimate star on that show that's not Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? So people are tuning in to watch it. So it's very interesting to see how they mix these things. I love the number side of what they're doing. So it's interesting to see how they're gonna diversify even more.
I'm interested. I love the marketing and all the other stuff like that, even transforming house shows into these Saturday night main event kind of situations and promoting it as such. I think it's just, when you look at, they also released the essentially 30 new dates for the summer, which I love that
Mhm.
they do because I'm not sure how many times it was done in the past. I always feel like, and we're coming to this city next week. Yeah, yeah. On Raw. But I'm not sure if they ever, until last year, really started announcing we're going to these cities for the next 30 days, where you're actually able to plan, like, okay, I'm gonna go to that. Like, I've got that Madison Square Garden show circled like 3 times. Monday Night Raw, Madison Square Garden.
Bro, that's what I was gonna say. Raw at Madison Square. That's again. Think of and that's the first time it's been in what? How many years?
Since 2019.
I mean, they're gonna have special merch for that. I was there merch. I just looked at the way Access was, the amount of Dallas themed merch that was there that you cannot get anywhere else, and that was only sold there. Is crazy. All the Stone
Look it up.
Cold merch they had there that
Look it
was
up on
Dallas based.
WWE Shop to see how much it costs right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of that stuff but it's either that or stuff that they could have got first there. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Let's get to the next point here. I just love we could do a whole show. I want to get an analyst on here so we could talk
Ooh.
about just the way they're kind of marketing themselves as a 21st century brand. I don't think any other wrestling company brands themselves the way that they do. They seem more like a actual media house than a wrestling company at times, and I think that's the interesting part about them. And that's largely due to the fact that they have the library, right? So, yeah, Candice LeRae contract is up. She's gone from WWE. We're not surprised about this. What do you think about it, Meelz?
Yeah, I'm not really surprised at all, to be honest with you. I think she wasn't really doing anything. You know what, I'm surprised more that they didn't pause her contract, which they seem to
Mhm.
kind of like do whenever it's kind of convenient to them or something along those lines. Usually they're like, "Oh, okay." You pregnant? All right. We're gonna put pause in that contract. We're gonna pay you, but we're just gonna extend your contract by 9 to 12 months or so.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They were like, nah, it's up. Don't worry about it. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens from there. But you know what? Another one from the black and gold era to the wayside. Candice LeRae, great talent, seemingly again with the Johnny Gargano thing, putting things together within the NXT bubble. Never really made it to the main roster. Not even I don't even think like on a house show. Um,
She was in SummerSlam Survivor Series.
right, right. Oh yeah. She did.
She,
Well, at
she
least she
did
has
the
that.
she did the Royal Rumble too. I think she did it twice.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm
Well,
wrong,
look at
but
that. She has
um,
that. Good for her.
yeah, I mean, I think she found her groove with the way, and that EO feud was just insane. You know, that EO feud was crazy, but she's definitely one of my favorite acts there. I think just talent wise, and she had really found her niche. You know, just in terms of like promos and stuff like that. Once she got away from just being Johnny Gargano's wife, she had become something even more when she had kind of turned. And then when they got back together, it was even cooler. I think that like she was one of my favorite parts of the way. I mean, I don't know, like even with Johnny, like I don't know where they would go. It does seem like they would, realistically come back. They didn't leave on bad terms. You know what I mean? Like they left pretty much kind of on good terms. So
I
we'll
have
see.
an
But
idea
Indy's
for
all around.
Candace. I have an idea for
What?
Candace. It's a news point
What?
that's probably going to come up soon. Actually, I have an idea for her.
Okay. Next news point. Tessa Blanchard is reportedly out of WoW. That's Women of Wrestling. As they prepare to return and start doing tapings. I think this week or last week they started doing that. A new report from Fightful said that there's allegations around her about abuse and bullying. How shocked are we about this? But it's alleged that during a mid-April class, Tessa cut a promo on Samantha Sage, who was known in WoW as Americana. The promo reportedly saw her tear apart Sage, which led to other trainees speaking up. A source noted that the acting classes were then canceled from that point on until further notice. At least one trainee was told that Blanchard would be less involved in the WoW project moving forward, but it has not been confirmed. They're also saying that she's no longer in charge of training talent and that Selena Majors was brought back to handle that moving forward, with a quote saying that if Tessa will have to wrestle in Mexico, meaning if she wants to work, adding that if you're a fan of Tessa, you better learn Spanish.
Hey man, listen,
Cooked.
Candice LeRae. I'm just saying, she seems to be
This
free
was this was Tessa's last chance. This was
in
her
America.
last, yeah, in America. This was her last chance, and they get down. You know what I'm saying? They get down out there in Mexico. They will beat the shit out of her in Mexico. Like they get down out there. Like, but I mean, I guess that she cool with it over there. I guess. I mean, I know her. I believe her husband Daga is the guy out there, and just a shame, man. It's just a shame. But she never bounced back from that tweet when she tweeted about women sticking together, and they was like, "Oh, but then you call me a nigga."
I mean,
they hit her with they hit her with a mean. This you?
the allegations are foolproof. To be honest with you, nah. I mean, I was always concerned of why she was involved anyway, to be honest with you. Like knowing what you know. And she had to be on thin ice from the beginning anyway, but you can't and it didn't seem like she changed her attitude or felt any kind of major remorse for it. I feel like she generally like was like, you know, I'm sorry that you guys felt that way kind of vibe. But she didn't seem to feel any sorry, remorse, anything. And she was given the world. She was Impact World Champion, the first ever woman to be a world champion of a company, a male, and she was given so much, and it's
She was shitty. She was shitty even throughout that.
right.
Still an asshole. Still an asshole throughout all of that. Like she just did not want to learn her lesson. And this is what happens, man. It happens rarely, for like white women in general.
Hmm.
But like this comeuppance is far overdue for her.
Absolutely.
She sucks. So there you go. You want to get into Backlash? WrestleMania Backlash? I hate that we can't just call it Backlash anymore.
Nah, WrestleMania Backlash branding. Hashtag branding. Hashtag
Interesting.
33%. Hashtag 27% increase in the first quarter revenue.
Okay. The main event, the Bloodline versus RK McBro. What a main event, man! One of my favorite matches of the year so far. Just on point from start to finish. Randy Orton by far MVP of the match. This guy, if he won the title tomorrow, would anyone complain with how over he is?
Nah, I mean, but this is, I mean, he's just been one of the stalwarts forever, man. Like that match was incredible just to kind of like have this like timestamp of like how WWE is right now. And I always love these kind of matches because it's less of like, okay, we're treading through another Roman Reigns program and more kind of like, look at what the WWE is doing right now and the main event that they can kind of put on. And this 6-man tag team match between the Bloodline, Drew McIntyre, RK Bro, Randy Orton was a star. Riddle was a star. McIntyre didn't get pinned, so shout out to him. Um,
Someone I saw somebody say like, what was the point of that? What was the point of the match? Because they still won, and Drew basically kind of just basically saying like Drew looked like a jobber because he got put through a table. And I was like, I don't think that was the point there. The point there was that you still protect Drew because he got put through something that not a lot of the guys in the match would actually, uh, be able to get up from, and then Roman was scared of him throughout the match. Like sometimes I wonder if people actually like, I know like they don't always do these things well, but I think that it was hammered home. It was very heavy handed that Roman was scared of Drew, or was I missing something, or was I over reading too much into it?
no, I think so, especially after the closing of SmackDown on Friday when he hit that Claymore and kind of like it was a rare comeuppance for Roman Reigns that we don't usually get, and I think he kind of just
Mhm.
saw his life flash before his eyes or his championship reign flash before his eyes, and it was that level of doubt that I think was much so needed before we get into this match because Bloodline, I mean, you would think they are like the shield. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they're running through everybody. So yeah, it's insane.
and Roman's just so good at these multi-man matches. I think everybody showed out. I think not only that, Drew showed out. Riddle, he's getting a lot, and I think that they look to him as like one of their like premier guys on the roster, which we remember Riddle hasn't been doing this for more than 4 years. Like he's still relatively new. You know what I mean? And like his rise to like doing the main event of a pay-per-view with Roman Reigns is kind of insane to think of. Just considering how far back, he started wrestling. The RKOs and he's rising the ranks of best RKOs in the business. And I think Randy's okay with that.
It's the only other person not allowed to do it. To be honest with you, like
Yeah,
yeah,
that is true.
it's just cool. I don't know. It just seems cool. Like even if Randy Orton retired, I'd be like, okay, I'd be cool with like Riddle changing his finisher to the RKO. Like he is killing it right now.
It's better than the Bro Derek. Bro Derek
Yeah.
just looks like wee. It's like the Styles Clash. It's just like a fun move to take. This does. Ronda Rousey defeated Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship in a stellar match, in my opinion. The I Quit match from there. I just like when these two women are just allowed to fight. They should never have regular ass matches. I feel like people didn't really appreciate the match they had at WrestleMania. I think they appreciated this one a little bit more.
It's wild how Charlotte's whole steez is like she's super athletic and stuff like that, but when she gets in the ring, she's just really scrapping at the end of the day. Like she looked bruised up, she looked beat up. Ronda looked as well. They just kind of like fight. And the I quit stipulation, it's a good stipulation to write someone off TV, to be honest with you. Ain't no coming back from I quit.
She threw a fucking camera at her, and I said, "We're off to the races." Somebody was like, "This." Somebody was like, "This is about to be the most mid match of the night." And I was like, Are you sure? Are you watching this?" And it was like, "Yeah, you were right." they put on, they put on a show, and on a match with strong shows. If they're still being talked about, obviously they didn't have a Becky and Bianca to face off against this time. But if they're still being talked about, then they did something good, and I think that's probably why they kept Becky and Bianca away from this, because they was like, they're gonna steal the show again.
Yeah, probably. Even if you put Becky versus anybody, to be honest with you. I mean, not Becky, Bianca versus anybody.
Bianca. Mm-hmm.
Um,
They're gonna steal the show.
just
They're gonna
would
steal the show.
take away a little bit from the orbit of this thing.
Absolutely.
All right, so but all right, so Ronda's SmackDown champion.
Mm-hmm.
The hell we doing? Have you seen SmackDown?
They need to start warming people up. I mean, seems to me there's been a switcheroo. I don't know if we're gonna bring that up now, but there's been a switcheroo in their ranks. That could open up a heel for her to face. There are people there that are that she could work with. I don't know why they won't get the people active. Why is Shayna Baszler in the tag team right now? Get her active. Get her ready. You know what I'm saying? Like get her out there. You know what I mean? And I think that it's really time for them to kind of find a big heel. Oh my God, is Bayley coming back? Is that
Yes,
what they're doing?
I would hope so. I mean, that's the only thing that I can kind of say because everyone seems busy or not ready in that order. I would not put anybody currently on the SmackDown roster who's currently there on a weekly basis against Shayna Baszler right now because one, it wouldn't seem credible, and then two, they're just not ready. And I think considering all the returns that we're seeing as of late, I could definitely see Bayley coming back as that opposition. But if Bayley comes back, she gonna be cheered because I'm a
Yeah.
cheerer.
Yeah. Like I think that it's definitely a
But I think she could also have a run similar to Becky, right? Like Becky came back cheered, probably knew that she was going to be cheered, and then kind of like lowered the boom on you from day to day, from show to
right.
show. And I think it would be up to Bayley, who I think is perfectly capable at this moment, to kind of like really sink it in and lower the boom on the Ronda and everybody else in the arena. So um Bayley,
Strong program.
yeah,
I know Novak will not want to see her losing, but
Bayley hasn't wrestled in front of people the longest out of
yeah,
anybody.
yeah. I don't know. I would bring Bayley back against somebody else first, but I would make Bayley and Ronda something that they think about for either the UK show or SummerSlam for sure if she does come back. One more thing. Actually, no, two more things. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins opened the show, and nothing. I think people came close. Well, I think it's a toss up. I mean, this was my favorite match on the show, but
Yeah.
I think that this, if you said the 6-man, I wouldn't disagree with you.
I think it's very, very close. I probably enjoyed the 6-person tag a lot more just because of the various surprises and everyone who's kind of involved. But this Cody versus Seth Rollins match, I think the first one was about the moment. The second one was kind of more so about the match. And I thought it was a great back and forth, a great program. They kind of did everything right. Cody picks up the win to further, Seth Rollins' further descent into madness, which we'll talk about on Monday Night Raw. But Cody, he's got everything attached to him. He's even talking about Money in the Bank.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Since we're talking about Cody, let's talk about it.
People were not believing what they heard and what was clearly being said. The Money in the Bank promo, which you have to think that they have to think that putting this promo 2 months before the show is like we're seeing how important the show is to them this year, right? So he says something in the promo where people get a shot or an opportunity to main event WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Not what they usually say with Money in the Bank is you cash in at any time, you cash in and win. Like people were saying, well, usually, if you cash in, you could go to WrestleMania. I was like, no, that's not what they said.
That's
They
not what they
said
said.
if you win, you get a chance, or if you win, you will main event WrestleMania. That's clearly what he said. They put the promo on YouTube, and they did not change the verbiage. And usually, if they want to change it, though, they won't put it up on YouTube. They just haven't revealed yet because they got Hell in a Cell coming up. They haven't revealed that that's the stipulation, but they're letting us know right now that is the stipulation. So this is leaving us with two opportunities here. for the company to effectively make their WrestleMania main events. This kind of reminds me of the G1, which New Japan ironically also does in the summertime, where if you win that, you get the briefcase and you get to go in the Wrestle Kingdom and face whoever you want.
Right.
So this to me is twofold. Remember, every year we say, if SmackDown doesn't win, what the fuck are they going to do? If Raw doesn't win, what the fuck are they going to do? What are the women going to do? What are the men going to do? Having to force this company to make 10 months of storyline based around this opportunity where someone could lose it, someone could get it back, someone could lose it and not get it back, it could change drastically between now and WrestleMania. I think it's genius. I don't think it minimizes Royal Rumble in any way, because it actually, that show is still a big four, but they're trying to make Money in the Bank a part of this big five, and I think that's okay.
I agree. Sorry, I've been coughing. But I agree, and I think shit. It'll be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. Is it who gets to? I think it's going to be Royal Rumble gets kind of say, and then Money in the Bank will just get the other one. But there's an opportunity. I mean, both Raw people could win it, and just now a Raw person has to face a SmackDown champion. So there's a lot that's put into it. I like the emphasis that they're putting in Money in the Bank. I think it's been the same way for a number of years now, which has always been surprising, but it's always kind of expected. And then people always try to kind of really book it far in advance like we do. If you want to make this as big as possible, if you want to make Money in the Bank as big as possible, yeah, WrestleMania is on the line 9 months in advance. So, it's a big. They wouldn't put it in the promo if
it wasn't true.
Yeah, they wouldn't clear the actual way they're saying it if it wasn't true. And also shout out to Cody for promoting a Las Vegas pay-per-view.
Yeah, shout out to him. Oh yeah, right. Double or Nothing, all in.
Hey,
but shout out to him for promoting a event he's probably going to win. But but then again, it makes it gives you stakes for if Roman leaves. It gives you stakes because we don't know where those titles are going to go. People are like, well, is he going to be off to that someone posited that he would not lose and then he would leave. I said that is not happening at all. But if he does, the Money in the Bank is a de facto championship. It's a shot at him when he gets back, or it's a shot at whoever's a champion when they get back.
And now The Rock can win the Royal Rumble.
If that nigga wins the Royal Rumble, boy, I'm all elite. One more thing before we go to a quick break. Rhea Ripley joined the Judgment Day and helped Edge win the match against AJ Styles in a very kind of. I don't think people are getting what Edge and AJ are going for, and I think they should probably stop because these two, I think they have chemistry, but I think they are again overthinking these matches. What did you think about this match?
To be honest with you, the direction of Judgment Day in general, in my opinion, is just kind of lacking. Like I get the concept of it seems cool, but I still think that the idea of it, or like their direction or what they're aiming towards, is still not fully fleshed out. And I think it's very clear because I don't think they're even getting heat on their own. And this is very hard for me to be critical of Edge, but they're not even getting heat on their own, right? Like they're like, oh, we're doing all these evil things and your mom stinks. Like, you know what I'm saying? To really get that heat, really sink it in.
Like he coming out like the devil and calling people ugly. It's like it's
weird. And I dissing your town and your baseball team, and I'm just like, come on, man.
I think that the idea is that, like, you know, these are the darker versions, the darker halves of all these people, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's cool. I think they need to keep the entrance, but somehow try and step away from that spooky shit. You know what I mean? Like somehow, because it seems like he just wants to go off and snap on niggas.
Yeah,
and do that. And I think Rhea is it's rare that you have a stable where you have a capable woman in there that's not like a manager. Rhea will not be a manager. She will be getting her hands dirty. You know what I mean? Like, and they're not. I'm hoping that they don't just kind of shuffle her to the side. It looks like they're not. She played a very active role in Raw, which we're going to talk about in a second. But they loved it. I think the crowd's been waiting for something, for Rhea to have something to sink their teeth into. And now that she's there, they actually pot. Like, one thing that's funny about the Judgment Day, everyone's getting. Well, one thing I can say, they're getting heat, Meelz, and they are getting booed. Rhea's the only one in that group that's getting cheered, and they need to like have
She,
her.
yeah, she needs to say something like or do
No,
more despicable things.
she needs to do something. The only person realistically that she needs to either attack Asuka, or they need to go ahead and have her attack Bianca at this point. That's the only way she'll get booed at this point. Is if she attacks somebody that's beloved.
It needs to. I mean, there's so many different things I would do. I guess from a creative standpoint to kind of like not necessarily take away from it, but just kind of just slow and then really build because I feel like everything is moving so quickly. And I think we're just supposed to accept this group Judgment Day for what it is. It's more so like, you know what this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's less of like, all right, so what are you guys actually about? So that's my only qualms with it. I'm very critical because, I love Edge. I love Rhea Ripley. I like Damian Priest. He's cool.
I think he's actually even more comfortable. I didn't feel like he was comfortable at
I don't think he's
times.
comfortable being the front man. I think he's
Yeah.
comfortable being the guy to the side, but um, I need him. I don't know. I just need more. I need more from this, but I do like Rhea Ripley's inclusion into this group. I think she has a unique look, and then also just the way she was introduced was incredible. So definitely, yeah, we need more.
Yeah. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back to review Raw on the A Show.
Joining Judgment Day was the easiest decision of my life. Edge, Damian, I saw the two of you change for the better, and I wanted that for myself. I'm done signing autographs at the airport for all the little kids that come running up to me saying they want to be just like me when they grow up. The next day, I go online and I see those same autographs being sold on eBay. I'm done being used. And that is why I joined the Judgment Day. Speaking of being used, I have some unfinished business to attend. Liv Morgan.
Why is she mad at people trying to make a living?
It's always the autographs at the airport that drives people off a ledge.
Let me stand wrestlers off, boy.
And then selling them on eBay. I was like, who wrote this for you? That's what my brain. I was like, did Triple H write this?
Yeah, I said, damn. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with them trying to get some money, man?
She should have dropped the line. It's like, it's always you fans are asking me to set up OnlyFans accounts and all these other stuff. You don't respect me for who I am and stuff like that. It's the autographs thing. I'm like, I've seen you, Rhea. You were very happily will sign an autograph. It's not a thing. I don't know. It just is what it is. But you know what? I'm happy for her that she's something to sink her teeth in. Hopefully, by the time we get to SummerSlam, which is imminent because it's only 2 months away, she'll have a major program, preferably against Bianca or something along those lines. But even if not, it's something big.
She's Money in the Bank bound, for sure. From I think she's Money in the Bank bound. Only thing is that this WrestleMania thing kind of, right? Like, it kind of like locks you in. You know what I mean? You can't really title shots before that at this point, but the way it's currently constructed. So like, I don't know how Rhea will get this, but Monday Night Raw. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool fine. It was, it was what it was. I wasn't mad at it. Wasn't enthralled, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't entertained.
You weren't entertained? Damn. I was entertained by certain. I was entertained by the matches. The matches were good.
I forgot what I was watching. I think I was watching basketball. That's why. Actually, that game wasn't good either. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, you just weren't happy about anything last night, and don't take that on a Raw. I thought that the only weird thing was like the Ali Ciampa Miz thing. I'm like, where are they going with this? Ciampa you can't just throw Ciampa out in a match and expect people to care about it. He hasn't said anything at all on the show, and I was just like, it's weird that y'all are putting this on at 10:40 and trying to squeeze all these matches in at the 10 o'clock hour, because it seems as though Cody in theory went long, so everything else went short at 10 o'clock.
Hey
Because they
man,
started
so the Miz had to lend his star to that program. You know what I'm saying? They're like, clearly we're not sure what we're doing. Miz, get out there, be a star.
Yeah, that is such a weird program. I have no clue what they're doing with all four guys. Theory, Ali, Ciampa, and Miz. Why are they not just facing off against each other? That's a fun match. You know what I mean? Like that is a fun match to have. You've got Ali against overwhelming odds, all of these heels who have to actually turn on each other in order to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good story to me. But they're choosing not to do it. Super weird. RK Bro, they challenged the Usos and they're going to be on SmackDown this Friday. To say the least, I won't I won't be able to watch that show. But they were then challenged by the Street Profits, who they beat. I understand why they beat the Street Profits here. I just wish they hadn't booked this match so far in advance. I wish they had done this match later down the line when this Usos thing was done.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly this Usos thing is not done. It's either going to lead to the cell or it's going to lead to the actual unification, which the more I think about it, I'm completely fine with the unification happening, because the way they're doing tag teams now, I want every tag team to be a part of this shit. Tag teams should definitely be bouncing shows like the women do. And to be honest with you,
yeah, actually, you're probably right. Because what's been happening with the women tag team championships have been pretty damn cool, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of it is lent to, Sasha Star, and then people also love Naomi, but them jumping between rosters, facing all types of different challengers, has actually been really beneficial for that championship.
Yeah, it has been 100% like useful to be able to utilize all these people. Like Dewdrop and Nikki Ash will be able to bounce shows if they want to, if they win these titles, if they actually find something for them to do. I think that it would just be cool to have the Viking Raiders have something to do instead of having to go to NXT. You know what I mean? Like, give these guys something to do.
Yep.
You guys don't have enough tag teams for you to be keeping them exclusive to shows anymore. Let's just keep it honest. Put these belts together. I mean, for all intents and purposes, have RK Bro win it and then let them fucking travel the world every fucking show defending those shits. That'll be Orton against the Creed brothers. Come on now. That'd be hard. That'd be 3 hard, bro. That should be crazy. What's next for the Profits, you think?
So I tweeted, because I'm going off of WWE's typical kind of like the way they go about things. I'm like, yo, are they going to break up? They have not been consistently successful in probably like a year and a half.
A year. It's been a year. I don't say 2 years.
Yeah,
They won the title 2 years ago.
Yeah, but they haven't been consistently successful in any amount of time, and it seems like they're just going to continue losing to RK Bro after wanting to smoke so many times. So it's either a heel turn, or I think they're probably going to split up, to be honest with you. And the draft is probably coming a little bit later this year anyway. So I'm kind of concerned about the Profits, to be honest with you. Like, they're great entertainment on the show, but it doesn't seem like they're not at the forefront or on anybody's priority list in this division.
Okay, what part of the concern are you concerned about? I'm concerned
about the split because
I don't think they're going to split. I say that.
Okay. I'm concerned if they do split, because I don't think it's going to be as easy for Montez Ford as everybody thinks it is.
Here's my thing with that. I see your concern, but I raise you this: they haven't actually done anything where they're backstage saying, "Man, we really need to step it up." They always do that. We really need to step it up. Like, you gotta raise your, you know what I'm saying? Like, they usually do the defection after weeks of attrition between the two, and they haven't really done that. They've been pretty much like together on losing. I just think that they need to combine those titles so that it's a possibility they could work on other shows and get that heel turn over. There are no tag teams on that show for them to get a heel turn over on right now, and that's why I wish that they had done this match down the line when they figured out this Uso shit. But to their credit, Meelz, the Prophets are on TV every week, every single week in some capacity. But they always seem like they can't break through the ceiling where they always beat American Alpha, but they can't beat RK Bro. So it's like they got to do something. Like they beat American Alpha every week, but they can't beat RK Bro. You know what I'm saying? So they have to do something. I just don't know what it's going to be.
They about to end back up on NXT. To be honest with you, I mean,
nah, they're not. They're not. They're a staple on Raw in a way that the Viking Raiders are not. and like I said, they're on TV every week. Even if they're not wrestling, they're doing something on that show. So they're clearly seen highly there, but it's just like they need to give them some direction. I'm not concerned. Let it play out. I'm gonna use my let it play out. I'm gonna use my let it play out card on them today.
All right, okay, fair enough.
Alexa Bliss returns to Raw and squashes Sonya Deville.
Like as she should. As she should. I mean, why the hell not? Why are we gonna? People were upset that it wasn't much of a match. I was like, one, she hasn't wrestled actively in like 6 months. Two,
no, she hasn't. No, she was in Saudi.
I mean, actively. I'm saying actively, like consistently, like house shows. She's only had one match.
Okay.
Pretty much, I guess 2 matches this year, but she's really only had. You could count the amount of matches she had on this year on maybe one hand.
I mean one finger.
Yeah,
it's only been one.
So I mean, but she came back. She's back in Alexa Bliss fashion, which I like. I'm kind of over the Twisted Sister looking girl.
She's a mix, right? She still got what's her name? Abby? What's the name of the?
I don't know. Samantha.
I forgot the name of the doll. Sorry, y'all. But she still got that. But I think it's a little bit of a mix. She still got the scary Titantron. They'll probably fix that and change it a little bit. But I think that the whole story here being that Sonya Deville could possibly mean that we're probably going to get there's a switcheroo here, and let's just go ahead and bring it up. They're reporting, PW Insiders reporting that Lacey Evans is going to Raw and will be a heel. So it's something that I figured was going to happen because they're going to do the swerve where she comes out, finally has a match, and she's completely healing it up. But it's looking to me that they're probably going to do switcheroo because if Sonya's not a authority figure anymore, thank God this is over. She'll probably just go back down to SmackDown and just be like a competitor there, which completely fine with me.
Every time Lacey Evans says, "All right, so look," I'm just like, "Yo, get this shit off my television." So if she's going to be a heel on Monday Night Raw, she's already doing a great job, except for the fact that I don't actually want to see her in any capacity. And they had to have known it's not working. They've had to have seen the tweets and know that no one cares about her family life and all this other shit they're trying to.
I think that was a plan all along, though. I don't think this was I really don't feel like this was a course correction. I feel like she was always going to come back as a heel.
You think so?
I do. I in fact wish that they did not spoil this because I've been feeling like that she was gonna come out and be a heel this whole time. My only issue with her being a heel on Raw is that there are so many heels on Raw that I feel like are probably better than her. Like I'm like, Doudrop got to be in a tag team, but she gets to come back and get like automatically number 2 top heel next to Becky. Like I don't think that's fair. I'm Doudrop Hive though, so.
I agree.
I don't know. Ezekiel met Ken Owens this week.
I've been dying off mic, by the way. I don't know why I'm coughing so much.
You good, bro? You need to get tested, my man.
I don't need to get tested.
Probably that chip. Probably that chip, boy.
It probably is.
I'm enjoying the Ezekiel thing until the bell rings. I don't know about you.
Yeah, nah, this has been amazing stuff. They dropped another digital short this week of this man. It was like, my brother Elias took me to see a Shawn Michaels match in like 97 or some shit like that. And I was like, you look a little bit older than 97, but you know what? Fine.
What's hilarious to me about this whole thing is that they have actual like pictures and stuff to show of this, and I think that that's dope that he has been such a wrestling fan and that they can actually reach back into his past and kind of, you know what I mean, like bring up all of this stuff in order to bolster this. And I think that I just wish this was for a better wrestler, Meelz, because I just feel nothing for him when he's in the ring.
No, but here's the thing: like Ezekiel sells it well, and I think, yeah, I don't want to see this happen in the ring, but this Looney Tune Adventures of Scooby Doo esque kind of thing, where Kevin Owens comes out as Ken Owens, and immediately as he steps out, I lose my shit, um, because he's just the same guy with a. I lost my shit when I saw.
Now, do you feel as though, or are you frustrated at what some could probably conceive or kind of see as like a lack of direction for Kevin Owens right now after such a huge program with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No, I feel like this is if anything, this is more like, one, he's versatile. He'll do anything. He can do anything. Just Kevin Owens had the KO show in NXT like 6 months ago, and he did the thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he's wrestled for the world championship, and he's done so many different things. He's a versatile character. I think this is a nice little wrinkle in his run. One, because it's entertaining, and he continues to make this entertaining, and two, like, I feel like it's a little comedic relief that everyone kind of needs in the show, and I think it's very easy on him. He doesn't have to kill himself, but he can still be over and entertaining as hell. He's still getting paid bread, so I think this is good for Kevin Owens and then also Ezekiel right now. I think Ezekiel definitely needed someone like Kevin Owens to kind of like introduce, because if it wasn't him, if it's like if he's having the Veer run, no offense to Veer, but I don't care. You know what I'm
He ain't
saying?
doing nothing. I skipped the Veer match.
They brought Veer to Raw and then just took Rey Mysterio and Dominic off. Rey Mysterio and Dominic are on main event. So it's not like they
Are they?
Yeah. It's not like they don't
Here's my
exist.
Here's my thing. Dom needs some reps, and I think they seeing that now, bro. Like Dom needs some real reps, and he was not getting them the way that they should. What he was doing. But Veer, who the fuck could Veer even face? That's my issue with when they do shit like this, bro. Like, who is he gonna face? Big time wise. Lashley? Oh, it's gonna be Lashley.
I was just gonna say Bobby.
Oh man, it's gonna be Lashley.
How's
that gonna look?
Him or Ali? I don't know.
Oh, stop putting Ali in feuds with people.
With Indian people?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, stop putting them in feuds with Indian
When's the
people,
next Saudi pay-per-view? Wait a minute.
Come on, man. Cody Rhodes faced off with Austin Theory. Leave it to Austin
at
Theory
the 10 o'clock hour, by the way.
They did that for you. Leave it to Austin to give Cody his first match in the E right now.
I was trying to look up if they had like a match before, like since Cody's been on the Indies, Theory was in Evolve. I don't know if he ever ran through it. Nah, they've never had a match or anything. This was kind of mid, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't. It's not working. It's not working. No matter who you put him with, it's not working.
And they gave him the interview beforehand in front of the crowd on top of the stage. I was like, they've never done this before.
No one gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit. No one cared. It's their job to make us care about this guy. Of everyone on this fucking show, and I don't even blame the Ali thing on Ali. I blame it on the time and the fact that he's facing someone who is practically heatless in Ciampa, because we don't even know who he is or what he's about. You know what I mean? Like, they just kind of introduced him. You know what I mean? So like, I don't blame Ali for that. But Austin Theory was by far the first most person on that show this week that no one gave a fuck about. And why should we? If you build your character as someone who didn't earn anything they ever got, why should we, as heel or face? Because even heels earn shit that they get. If you build your heel as someone that always got what he got because someone gave it to him, no one will care about them.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing right here. Nobody cares about him. Am I making sense?
No, you're making sense. I know. We've been talking about this for weeks. Like, I don't give a damn about Theory. I don't. It's just what is there? There's not a lot to grab off of, to be honest with you. And
still doing the selfie thing, which no one was into in the first place. Why? Why?
they determined to make this shit work. They probably give him.
They're determined. They are determined to make this work. And listen, I want to see the guy work. I feel like when given a chance, I liked his character in the way more than I like this character here. The idiot character worked. This character does not,
because he kind of looks stupid, and then
yeah, he kind of looks kind of derpish himself. Why not? Why not? Why not just run with that? Like I just don't get why he has to be this super. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I thought the match didn't work for me. We knew Cody wasn't going to win. They protected him with Seth coming out. Seth gives him the stomp on the table, and it's looking like the sell. Which a lot of people were like, "Well, how are they going to get to the third match?" I'm like, "Well, were y'all watching the match that they had? He cheated to win. That's how they're getting the third match. I think Seth's going to win that match too. If he goes 3-0, I'm gonna be like, damn, Seth, are you taking some time off?
I mean, it's Cody right now. Cody's the hottest thing in the biz right now. He might go 3-0.
He can take that loss. Cody can take that loss if he's gonna win Money in the Bank, though. If he takes that loss at Hell in a Cell, I'm like, he's winning Money in the Bank, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna carry the Cody thing throughout WrestleMania. They're gonna have him lose the briefcase a couple times, and right before WrestleMania, he's gonna win the briefcase back.
I feel like Cody's going 3-0 and sweep this and get the Money in the Bank briefcase. He has the greatest onboarding for any employee that I've ever seen in my life. Like,
but my thing is this: like, what if with Raw not having a title? What if Raw got one and Seth won it, and that became like, okay, I got the briefcase still. I could get the briefcase and get that, and I'll face Seth for because I think the Seth program is going to go for the rest of the summer with these two. I think Seth's going to for sure get that title if they choose to break him up. If Roman loses it, I don't know. It's just me. It's just me. This is what I think. But if he goes 3-0, I mean, damn. I'm at the Kevin Hart. Damn.
Right? I think he's going to go 3-0, to be honest with you. I really do.
Cold game. Cold game. Went from no match on WrestleMania to losing 3 times in 3 months. But they need to do something to keep Seth strong. Seth does need to beat somebody relatively strong in order to stay strong. If only there was a Big E.
Not you laughed at Big E.
For him to beat. If only there was a Big E for him to beat. I'm not laughing at his injury, man.
You laughed. You kick a man while he's down. I mean, yeah, Come on, man. Hey, Kofi.
Damn. Lastly, Asuka faced off against Bianca Belair, had a hilarious promo with Becky Lynch earlier that night. They just let her say they don't write promos for her. She just does what she wants to do. She says, "You weren't acting like a mommy, you're acting like a baby."
You could never write a promo. She sold that thing. Like, I was like, whoa, this is like an intense, hilarious thing that's happening backstage.
They love working together too, because Becky was low key about the corpse. I don't know if you noticed.
Absolutely was.
He was low key about the corpse and laugh at that shit. And I'm glad that she didn't. But at the end of the day, it's like I think that they enjoy working with each other. Let them work together. But I'm getting triple threat vibes.
And then maybe one-on-one match for Money in the Bank, maybe, or maybe they're both in Money in the Bank. To be honest with you, given the new implications of Money in the Bank, you kind of want to be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't. You know what's even better is that if these are the actual foods. Yeah, like if that is actually the implication for this for that show and that pay-per-view, then I would think that you would go ahead and do the Rhea Rip. Well, damn, is Bianca taking the night? Well, no, you don't want to put Becky in there because if the thing is if Asuka gets pinned in the Hell in a Cell and not Becky, you can still do Becky and Bianca in a stadium again, which is what I would think you'd want to do for the rubber match.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't even think we're gonna get Bianca wrestling at Money in the Bank.
I do. It's a stadium show, Meelz.
Yeah, but like,
she's gonna be working.
Who's gonna be the contender? Like, who misses out on Money in the Bank, the first one that's ever for a WrestleMania title shot in the future?
Becky will, if you're gonna go ahead and do Becky and Ronda, and Becky's gonna eventually leave Raw. She's not gonna stay there forever. You would do Becky because you would still be able to have Alexa there. You'd still be able
That
to
should
have
be like
Doudrop.
Lacey Evans.
You still be able to have. You would still be able to have Lacey and Money in the Bank as well. From the Raw side, you can. Becky doesn't have to be in that. Liv Morgan could be in it. Rhea could be in it. There's a lot of women that they have there that could be in Money in the Bank that don't have to be Becky. Becky has the smoothest shot because she hasn't got her one-on-one rematch yet, Meelz. That's why I think it's gonna happen in Money in the Bank. But for a stipulation or something. Well, no, wait, they're already doing a stipulation. Well, I wouldn't even do them in this. Well, I don't think they're going to be in the cell. Then, if that's the case, if you want to do a stipulation for them, the thing is, Meelz, is if they do a triple threat, Asuka's definitely getting pinned there, and Becky's getting her one-on-one.
Let's see how this goes.
Let it play. Oh, I already used my let it play out.
I'll use it. Let's let it play out.
Let it play out. I here's the thing. One thing we do know, she ain't losing that title until at least the end of the summertime. Okay, so that's one thing we do know. But her not wrestling in a stadium show, Meelz, not happening. She's done all of them. She's wrestling in a stadium, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
And I think that was the week in wrestling for us. I will be out next week, of course. Meelz will announce, or you guys will see who the guest is when it goes up next week. But until then, Spot Callers, WWF A Cold Day in Hell, featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker, and Stone Cold's first WWE title opportunity ever, will be out on Friday. We're talking about a lot of stuff. We're talking about Vader as well. And we actually have a very interesting proposition for Vader for next month's Spot Callers. So listen to that. Also, this is a big deal. I don't usually promote Black Print in here, but tomorrow on Black Print Radio, we're going to have the showrunner of The Shy from Showtime. He's going to be on Black Print Radio, Justin Hillian. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about him riding Snowfall and his new show based on The Wood, the movie The Wood. So we'll be talking about that on Black Print.
Okay, getting the guess.
Hey man, we got a guess. Boy, not that our guests weren't guess, but this is a guess right here. Like this is we putting on our Hollywood shades for this one. So this is gonna be really, really cool. So make sure you listen to that on AMP tomorrow. Tweets out. You can download the AMP live.onamp.com/download. Use the code BLACKPRINT. That's BLK print to sign up, and definitely check out that show. We'll be on there live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Meelz, I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
We shall see each other soon, and you will be a married man.
Yeah, and let me just say right now, nothing will be different. Okay, it's
yeah,
the same.
Yeah,
same guy. Thank you guys for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.